Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're tackling higher PE, you already know the exam can be a real challenge. Well, today, we're going to crack the code on one of the toughest but most important parts of that paper.
So, think about it. When you're sitting in that exam hall, what's the one type of question that really separates a good answer from a great one? The kind of question that can seriously boost your final grade. That's what we're digging into.
You know the drill. The higher PE course is split into two big parts: your practical performance and the written exam. And while both are obviously super important, today we are zeroing in on the theory. Specifically, we're going to figure out how to turn those tricky exam questions into your biggest point scorers.
Okay, so to win any game, you've got to know the rules, right? Well, in the higher PE exam, the rules are hiding in plain sight. They're called command words, and they tell you exactly what the examiner wants to see.
The SQA gives us 5 of these command words you absolutely have to know. They kind of build on each other, starting simple with identify and going all the way up to evaluate. But sitting right there in the middle, the one that often carries a ton of marks, is our focus for today: analyze.
Yeah, you can think of analyze as the boss level. It's meant to be tough because it's not enough to just say what happened. An analyze question is digging deeper. It's asking you to connect the dots and explain why it happened and what the final consequence was.
And look, this slide breaks it down perfectly. On the left, a describe answer just states a fact. The player felt nervous. Okay, true, but pretty basic. Now look at the analyze answer on the right. See the difference? It shows a chain reaction. Nervousness led to muscle tension, which then impacted accuracy. That's the depth we're aiming for.
So how do you come up with that kind of deep, analytical answer every single time? Well, you need a toolkit. And for higher PE, your toolkit is the 4 factors of performance. Let's just do a quick refresher on what they are.
First up, we've got mental factors. This is all the stuff going on in your head, your concentration, how you make decisions under pressure, and what's driving your motivation.
Then, of course, you've got emotional factors. This is all about what you're feeling: anger, fear, excitement, and really importantly, how well you can keep those feelings in check so they don't mess up your performance.
And you can't forget social factors. This is all about how you work with other people, your teammates, your opposition, even the crowd. Think communication and teamwork.
And finally, the one we can all see: physical factors. This is your body's ability to get the job done. Your fitness, like agility or power, your skills, like passing accuracy, and your tactics.
So here's the secret, the big takeaway. A really great analysis answer is just connecting one of these 4 factors to a specific thing that happened in the performance. It's all about showing that cause and effect link. That's really it.
All right, theory's one thing, but let's get practical. To make this whole process foolproof, we're going to use a simple, repeatable 3-step framework. Seriously, if you follow these steps, you can't really go wrong.
So let's break this down. Step 1, identify the factor. And be specific here. Don't just say emotional, say anxiety or frustration. Step 2, explain the specific impact. What did that anxiety actually do? Did it make the player's heart race? Did their muscles get tense? And finally, step 3, detail the performance consequence. What was the end result on the field? A missed pass? A perfectly executed shot?
Okay, so theory is great and all, but let's put this framework to the test. We're going to apply it to a classic, high-pressure sports scenario that we can all picture.
So picture this. The game clock is at 0. The score is tied. One basketball player is at the free throw line with the final shot. If they make it, their team wins. If they miss, you know the rest. The pressure's on.
Okay, let's use the framework. Step 1, identify the factor. Easy. The key emotional factor here is definitely anxiety, brought on by this massive high-pressure moment. That's our starting point.
Now for step 2, explain the impact. So what does that anxiety actually do to the player's body? Well, it causes a physical reaction. Their heart starts pounding, and crucially, their muscles get tight, especially in the shoulders and arms, the exact muscles you need to be loose for a smooth shot.
And finally, step 3, the consequence. This is the end of our chain reaction. That muscle tension completely messes up their well-practiced shooting technique. It makes their motion jerky, maybe they release the ball a split second too late. And the result? The shot is off. They miss. Game over.
And there you have it. You see that clear chain of events? We didn't just say the player was nervous, so they missed. No, we showed the whole pathway. Anxiety caused muscle tension, which ruined their technique, which resulted in a missed shot. That logical chain is what gets you the big marks?
So, if you take just one thing away today, let it be this. Analysis is not just a list of things that happened. It's about explaining why they happened and why it mattered. Your job is to be the expert, showing the cause and effect behind the action.
So now you've got it, the toolkit with the 4 factors and a clear 3-step game plan. The next time you see that word analyze on an exam paper, don't sweat it. See it as your chance to shine. Now it's your turn to practice. Go make these questions your biggest strength. You've got this.